Okay, Craig, let's go and take a look. So it sounds like you're thinking about composition, keeping your frames to an even 8. That's interesting. Okay, perspective. I don't really see an issue with perspective. As long as it's recognizable, I think we're fine. Um, okay, directly through the pan's opening. Now, that's interesting, showing the ingredients through the pan's opening. But remember, simplicity is key here. We don't I mean, we're working on technique, but right now we're pointing to infographics. Now, if this was a class in illustration, I would say definitely would be great practice to try to depict a transparency. And that is a technique. A zoom transparency is a technique in infographics that's used quite often. So I like your thinking. I think you're thinking along in terms of working towards the infographic poster as um, the main project for the class. So that's good. That's smart. So, but remember, just the name of the game here is simplicity. So when you transpose this to digital, just keeping that in mind. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the actual instructions, and I have the instructions next to it. So we'll take a look and we'll see if we can improve anywhere. So a cup of rolled oats, 1 cup, right? And then water, milk, and then you have 2 cups of water or milk, but the instructions say water or milk or a combination of both. So how do you depict water, milk, or a combination of both? Think about that. That's critical. Right now, you have 2 cups here, but one smaller than the other, and I'm concerned that that could be confusing. This could be construed as 1 cup. This could be construed as a half a cup. So make sure that those are to scale. Okay, then we have bring to a simmer, stirring frequently. So we have these bring to a simmer. We're stirring frequently. So you have the pan on the heat, adding the ingredients, stirring frequently, but it says bring to a simmer. So how can we depict a simmer here? Right now, I think that we could really screw this recipe up if we bring this to a full boil, right? So we want to make sure that we depict the heat at a simmer. Right now, this heat looks awful high. So I'm thinking just keep that heat low or even show a little, now some sort of heat gauge, whether it's um, a knob on the stove that's pointing to medium or low or something, a thermometer. I don't know. Just figure out a way to depict this as bringing to a simmer and not a full boil. All right, so stirring frequently, right? Then once it starts to soften and thicken, you can add your favorite, any flavoring. So here, I'm not sure what this frame depicts. It seems like it's pulling. And I'll tell you what, these little drips are, I'm kind of lost on this frame right here. So here we're stirring, right? It's come to a simmer, it's stirring. I'm not sure what this is. These little circles here almost look like bubbles indicating boiling. So you want to be really careful. We don't want the viewer to bring this to a boil at all. So once you are done with the simmer, you add your other ingredients while stirring, but um, so you add your other ingredients and simmer for 10 to 20 minutes. We need to show that 10 to 20 minutes, okay, as a simmer. And also this looks like we're dropping something in here. I'm not sure what this frame is depicting either. But right now I think the weak point is we have to depict temperature and time. So definitely want to work on that. Then over here, again, we have adding your other goodies, right? But make sure that these are specifically clear. Like I wouldn't know what that is or what that is. So think about, blueberries, strawberries, cinnamon, etc., whatever you're going to add to that, and then sit back and enjoy, right? So that's fantastic. So just a couple of little areas I think we can make things a little bit more clear, specifically temperature and time. And other than that, I would say when you're working on this to bring it to your final state, just make sure you have your recipe open next to it and make sure each frame corresponds. Not necessarily each frame corresponds with each set of instructions, but make sure that there is a tight correlation between what's being instructed to do and how you're depicting that visually. And also, again, I'm recommending this to all the students in the classes. Get another set of eyes on this. Ask your friends, your coworkers, your family. It doesn't matter who. Just get another set of eyes on this and say, hey, what are you seeing here? And you'll quite often they'll see or say things that you didn't think of. So think about that. Okay, great start. Thanks, Craig. Any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you very much.